Alright, now we can add some movement input to the player. And first things first, we go to project settings. This is just basic stuff. Input, action mapping. We're gonna say move forward, and then that's gonna be W. We're gonna open the BP player, and we're gonna say move forward. Oh yeah, if we have event tick begin play, remove that. We're not gonna need it. So input action, move forward. You can also test this to see if it's working by just printing string. And then you can have this say whatever here. So when you press W, you know it's pressed. So play, W, you see it's printing it. F1 to change to something that is not pitch black, or F2 for unlit. And you see I press W, it's printing. Now we're gonna go to paint so you can describe the movement for the character. And so we have the player, right? And we want when W is pressed, to make the character go from initial position, so PI, to final position, PF. And how do we do that? How do we tell the engine I want it to move from location 1 to location 2? We can't just set the location, because if we set the location, it will just teleport there. We want it to move smoothly, so it can be like each frame to move 1 pixel. It doesn't have to be each frame, but enough time for it to get from initial position to the final position. I don't know why I called it W. It's supposed to be. Oops. Alright, so how do we do this? We need to get the player's forward vector so we know what's going on. So forward vector X. And then that is initially very small. It's like 0. Well, it's not 0, it's like 1, but you need to make it more than 1. It needs to be multiplied by a float, and the float's gonna be about 20 or something, enough for it to make it visible that it's moving. And the product of that will be added to the initial position. So we have, here I'll write it down again. Initial position is added to the forward vector of the actor, which in itself is multiplied by float. And that in itself should give us the final position. This whole function is gonna actually happen in 1 frame. Well, not 1 frame, but in let's say 0.01 seconds. And because it happens so fast, our eye perceives it as if it's moving smoothly. And after 0.1 seconds, PF now becomes initial position, and it starts the whole cycle over. So what does that look like in Unreal Engine? So it's like this. we're gonna get the initial position, so get actor location. It has to be actor. You can't say cube location because we're trying to move the whole actor. If you decide to move the whole, only the cube, you only have this moving, and we don't want that. We want the whole field over here that you see moving. So actor location, and since we're getting actor location, we also need actor forward vector, and now we pretty much copy that function here. So forward vector times float vector times float. We're gonna say 20, and then that is added to the actor. Vector plus vector. We wanna add it because we're saying from that location. You wanna move from that location. That's why you're adding it. If you subtract it, then it's gonna be away from that location. And then this whole function is gonna be set actor location. Set actor location. Don't worry about the sweep and teleport. We'll discuss that later. Right. Let's see what we did. So press play, F1, and you see when I press W, when I spam it, it's moving. Now we don't want to just spam it, we want to make it to where when you hold it, it's continuously going.